Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. Hey, there we go, Kyle. We're back. The mute has been an issue for our first show. It was an issue yesterday, and hopefully it's not an issue today. So if it is, just let us know in the comments there on Facebook or YouTube. But it looks like we should be good to go here. So again, my name is Pace from the Coda Sports Gambling Network. You can find me on Twitter at CodaCapperPace, and alongside me, like every single show, will be, of course, the one and only Kyle Comis from the Gambling Feud podcast, also part of the Coda Cappers Network again. And Kyle, it is Wednesday, May 19th. How are we feeling this morning?
Feeling good. I got a really good night's sleep after that trivia contest last night, and I'm ready to get back at it and hopefully try and find some games to win today.
Awesome. There we go. That's what we love to hear. So like we said, it is Wednesday, May 19th. Yesterday started the play-in tournament for the NBA. And just real quick, I know some of the experts, Kyle. I know both you and I were on the Celtics, and they got it done against the Wizards. But I saw some of the experts were on the underdogs, and obviously the Pacers took care of Charlotte very easily, 144 to 117, minus 1-3, easy win there, and the over 226, which actually dropped 5 points from where it opened at 231, cashed easily there too. And then the Celtics, your squad there, Kyle, got it done. A big third quarter. They covered -2, -1.5, depending where you got it, and got the 118 to 100 win over the Wizards. Unfortunately, the over did not hit. If you had that, the under of 223 hit. So, Kyle, just real quick, what'd you like from your Celtics last night?
They're back on a nice little hot streak there. They really struggled at the beginning of the season, and I wondered if they were even going to make the playoffs. But they're starting to play together, and Tatum's playing really well. I like seeing that, and I just like watching them at their high point. I think they're at that right now. So I think them taking on the Nets don't guarantee the Celtics out right away. I think they might give the Nets a little bit of a run for their money.
Okay, there we go. How far can this team go? I know there's been reports of the Celtics, they don't like each other as teammates, right? They're not super close and things like that, but they get the win last night. And how far can this team go, Kyle?
I think it's go to the moon for these guys. Okay. I think they can take it all the way if they have their minds to it. It's really hard. It's really easy to get to like each other whenever you're winning. So I think that if not we, but the Celtics continue to go on a hot streak and win a little bit, I think that team chemistry builds, and upsetting the Nets could do wonders for that team. So I think if we can get past the Nets in the first round, I think anything can happen, and we can possibly surprise some people and win another championship.
All right, that's what I'd like to hear. A semi-wise guy, Kyle, told me winning solves everything. So as long as you win, we should be okay. And that couldn't be more truthful in betting as well. So, Kyle, we got two playing games here today. Of course, we have the first game at 6:30 Central Time, the San Antonio Spurs taking on the Memphis Grizzlies. The Grizzlies -4, -175 on that money line, and the over-under is 222.5. And then, of course, the big game, what everybody's wanting to watch, right? Everybody's going to have their sitting down with their Busch Lights and their popcorn and watching this game here at 9 p.m. Central. The Golden State Warriors taking on the Los Angeles Lakers. Lakers -5.5, -225 on the money line. The over-under 218.5. Kyle, these two games, what do you like? Where are you headed now?
Probably my favorite play out of these playing games. I love the over in the Lakers-Warriors game of the 218.5. I think that both teams are going to come out absolutely firing. I can see LeBron and Curry both having 25, 30 points themselves. I just think that both these teams know what's at risk here, and I think they're just going to be ready to go. And I think this is a good play there, the 218. I also like the Warriors at +5.5. I think they're either going to win or the Lakers are going to win by maybe 2 or 3 points. So I think the game's going to be very, very close in that regard. So I love those two plays. For the Spurs and Grizzlies, I love the Grizzlies here. I think the Spurs have kind of been riding a little bit of a wave where they're really, really hot sometimes. They're really, really low. It's just not consistent enough for me to want to place money on them in the playoffs. Whenever the Grizzlies have been fairly consistent all year. They've had their times they've ridden high and ridden low, but it's been fairly consistent, whereas the Spurs have been like up, down, up, down, up, down. So I like the Grizzlies -4 here.
Okay, sounds good. I know we started yesterday's show going opposite directions, and I think we're going to do the same here today, Kyle. So just real quick, the 86% of the public is on the Grizzlies to cover this. They're also on the Grizzlies over as well in this contest. And if you look at the Lakers, 67% of people are on the Lakers, the public, against the spread there. So the Grizzlies, like Kyle said, they've actually been pretty consistent as of late. 10-2 ATS in their last 12, but they're 0-4, Kyle, in their last 4 games as home favorites. So that sticks out to me. When we look at yesterday's game, what did we see? We saw the Charlotte Hornets, a young squad, taking on a Pacers team who had been to the playoffs before, and they just got their asses beat. And then you look at the Wizards, a fairly young squad, but they just got outcoached, right? Brad Stevens, he's the guy, and he coached very well. So I like the Spurs here, +4. I think the Grizzlies are the better team with obviously Ja Morant and Brooks and all those guys, but I'm going to take the Spurs +4 here. Again, what have you done for me lately? That's what I'm big on, and I like them now, and I like their coaching staff, obviously Greg Popovich. So I'm going to roll with the Grizzlies here +4. And I'm going to take that tonight against the Grizzlies. On the other side, Kyle, everything points to the Warriors. All the trends, everything people are reading, everything people are saying, everything points to the Warriors. 6-0 ATS in their last 6. The Lakers are 2-12, following a straight-up win. But on the flip side, the Warriors 2-7, Kyle, ATS as underdogs in their last 9 games. You said you like the over. I actually lean the under here. The last 8 games between these two teams, the under has hit 6 times. The under is 7-1 in the Lakers' last 8 games following a straight-up win as well. And the under is 5-1 in Golden State's last 6 games. So I like the under here, Kyle, as we are both on opposite sides right off the bat.
You know what? That's the way it should be. That means that we both have differing opinions, and sometimes the best sports gamblers, they differ. So yep. me and DJ in the gambling feud, we differ quite a bit too. So I mean, you know what? We just roll with it, and we just stick with our gut. That means we're not going with the favorite. We're just sticking with our gut. So I like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody has a different way to get to the winning side, right? So real quick, Kyle, we do have some comments here from the one and only Brandon Russell. He says take the Steph Curry, his 3-point total, take that over. I know he's been on that bet a couple times this season. So he says take it again tonight. Okay.
Do we know what that line is yet? Or?
I don't believe so. We'll see if B. Russ puts it in the chat, but I know I haven't looked it up, so I'm not sure if it's out there yet. And I'm assuming I know it's been like right around 8.5 recently. So you'd figure it'd be kind of right around there. So I'll keep you updated. See if B. Russ throws it in the chat there. But all right, so there's our 2 play-in games here for Wednesday, May 19th. Again, playoff basketball. It's one of my favorite things to watch. TNT, you have Chuck and the boys going at it. And I know was it on Monday night, Chuck said that the Hornets were going to beat the Pacers. And he got dominated on Twitter, and a lot of shade thrown at him as the Pacers just kicked the crap out of the Hornets last night.
Well, people just learn to realize that Charles Barkley's kind of just there for entertainment. He's not there to actually listen to the man. I mean, the man, if you ever watch him play, who he played for, he's never gotten an above average score and knowing where people are. I mean, he's there, he knows the game of basketball, but as far as just a general knowledge of the NBA right now, he's just not all there. So.
Yeah, I don't know. He's got a wonderful golf swing. I do know that.
Oh, no, he does not. No, he does not.
Oh, that's good. All right, B. Russ said in the chat it's 6.5, Kyle. So what do you think about the total for Steph's threes there?
Yep, I would absolutely ride that over for sure.
Okay, there we go. So B. Russ is on the over, and we got Kyle on the over too. 2 guys from the network taking the over 6.5. Kyle, did you catch any hockey last night? I know, of course, we had the sports trivia that you ran and hosted, so appreciate you doing that. And we had my team with B. Russ and Nolan, the Snake Charmers, dominating 19-0 in trivia, and it was a good time. It was a wild time. We had technical difficulties. If you missed the show, you can go back to the YouTube or Facebook and watch that live. But Kyle, did you catch any hockey last night?
I did not. No, I was very, very focused on just getting the trivia ready and stuff like that. I saw some final scores and stuff like that, but I didn't actually get a chance to watch any of the games.
For sure. So we had I guess this game really didn't matter because it's still a regular season game, but the Canucks did beat the Flames last night 4-2. And then the Penguins got it done against the Islanders. Now that series tied 1-1. The Lightning went up 2-0. I took the Lightning and I took them puck line too. They beat the Panthers 3-1. And then the Golden Knights, the Vegas Golden Knights, got it done 3-1 against the Wild as they went up 2-1 real quick. The Wild scored and led that game 1-0, and like minutes later it was 1-1, and then the Vegas Golden Knights got another one in the second, and then a late one in the third there. So tough look for the Wild, but they'll be back at it tomorrow. So we got 4 games here, if I could talk here, Kyle, right off the bat, and starting at 5:30, we have the Washington Capitals taking on the Boston Bruins. The Bruins minus 170 on that money line, the over-under 5.5. We also have the Nashville Predators taking on the Carolina Hurricanes. Hurricane is minus 190, over-under 5.5. And then a couple late games here at 9 o'clock Central Time. You have the Winnipeg Jets and the Edmonton Oilers. This will be game 1 of this contest, as the Oilers are the home favorite, minus 160, and the over-under at 6. And then the late game, 9:30, the St. Louis Blues trying to do something against the Avalanche, try and score a goal or two or get something going, as the Avalanche minus 330, Kyle, on that money line, and the over-under 5.5. So out of these 4 games, Kyle, where are you headed?
I'm going to go against probably what a lot of people are going to think. I like the Predators money line here. I think they can get it done against the Hurricanes here. It's a very, very much value pick. Just putting a unit or 2 on that, you'll win quite a bit. I like the Predators here. I think they can upset the Hurricanes on their home ice. I think that's a good route to go. I also like in the Blues Avalanche game, I like the over 5.5. I think I'm very confident the Avalanche will win, just for the fact that they're probably going to win the Stanley Cup, in my opinion. So, but a minus 330, I have it at 340 money line. It's too much juice to take for me, but I do think that the over 5.5 will get it done too. So those are the 2 plays I like out of the slate today.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. I like it. As we look at the Hurricanes, 94% of the people are on the Hurricanes money line, the public. So that's a very high number. And then, of course, you look at the Avalanche too, 93% of the public is on that money line as well. So, and in the Oilers-Jets game, you have 91% of the people on the Oilers puck line there too. So just some stats to look out for. It's always interesting to look at what the public's doing and kind of go from there. So, Kyle, my bets here, I'm on the over again tonight in the Bruins-Caps game. Again, I don't know. It's 18-5 and 3 in the Caps' last 26 games, playing on one day of rest. So I like the over here again. I just think if the Caps want to continue to compete, and they're gonna have to score some goals against this Bruins team. So I think the over can cash easily there. And then in the second game there, as we mentioned, Carolina and the Nashville Predators. Both these teams, I found an interesting stat, Kyle. They don't perform very well on Wednesdays. They're combined 2-13 on Wednesdays. So I'm going to take the under here in this contest. The under of 5.5 here in the Nashville Predators Carolina Hurricanes game. So I like that line there. And then I lean the Oilers here. The favorites are 5-1, I believe, in the last 6 games between these two squads. So I like the Oilers here. Yeah, that's about it in this contest. It's a first game of the series, so you kind of want to see how things shake out and how everybody performs in game 1, and then maybe take it in game 2 and bet that. But right off the bat, I do like the Oilers there. I lean the Oilers. And then I don't know. The Blues scared me in game 1. The under is 8-3-1 in St. Louis's last 12 games after failing to score 2 or more goals. I thought about the under. I'm going to change that. I'm on the Avs puck line here, Kyle, and I'm going to take that. So those are my 4 plays in the NHL there.
Smart. No, I was looking at that puck line myself. Just a minus 330, 340 money line is just way too much juice to take for my liking. So I think going puck line there, I think they're going to win by 2 or 3. So I think that's a good move.
Yeah, absolutely. St. Louis, I don't know. They got to score some goals, and I'm not sure how they're going to do that. So I'm going to take I'll take the home team there in the Avs with the puck line. So there we go. Cool. All right, we're flying through things here, Kyle, on the Early Bird Betting Show presented by the Coda Sports Gambling Network. Again, don't forget to like, comment, share. It looks like we got 2 likes here, so appreciate you all for liking that. And like I said, subscribe to the network, to the YouTube page. Give us our comments. We got B. Russ in here taking the Steph Curry threes over at 6.5. So again, we appreciate everybody watching us. And like we say, we'll be here at 9 a.m. every single day. So we love it. Kyle, all right, we got some games here. We got some early games in the MLB. We'll just go over these 2 real quick and then dive into the late game slate. But we have the Chicago White Sox taking on the Minnesota Twins. Matt Shoemaker going for the Twins. And for the White Sox, you have obviously Lucas Giolito going. And the White Sox are minus 125 money line. The over-under is at 9. And then we have at 3:10 Central, the Colorado Rockies. Chichi Gonzalez taking on the San Diego Padres. Joe Musgrove and the Padres minus 250. The over-under 7.5. A lot of people kind of on that over 7.5. A little low there for the Padres Rockies. But Kyle, what do you like between these two games?
I love White Sox money line here. I think with Giolito on the mound and just the way the Twins have been doing as of lately, we got a lot of Twins fans on the network here that kind of are telling them, go White Sox here. I'm just looking at just the trends as of lately and looking at, who's on the mound today. I really, really like White Sox money line here. So I think that is the move for that game. And for the Rockies Padres, I'm also going to ride the under of 7.5. These two teams have been very, very close as of lately. I think yesterday was like a 2-1 game, and I saw a 7.5 run line, bet the over. So I got hosed on that. But I think just these two teams always play each other really, really close and really, really low scoring. So I think that under 7.5 is also a good move.
All right. I like it. I love the Chicago White Sox pick there, Kyle. The White Sox screwed me last night. I had them money line, and they were up, 4-2, and the Twins decided, hey, let's win a game here, and came back and got it done late in the 9th there. I know Wnba Cakes from the network had a big Chicago White Sox card. I think he took a run line, money line, every which way he could, and that kind of screwed him too. So, but I'm back on the Chicago White Sox today. The Twins just terrible. I like Lucas Giolito. I think he can get it done, and the White Sox actually straight up are 13-3 following a loss, and also 13-3 after allowing 5 or more runs in their previous game. So I think they can get it, bounce back, and get a win here. So that's my play between those two games, and there we go. So in the other games here, Kyle, in the early evening, I should say, we have the San Francisco Giants taking on the Cincinnati Reds. You have Kevin Guzman going against Wade Miley, and the Giants are minus 123. We also have the Miami Marlins and Trevor Rogers going against the Philadelphia Phillies and Zach Eflin. The Phillies are minus 125. At 6:05, you have the Tampa Bay Rays and the Baltimore Orioles. John Means, I've been riding him a little bit, and he is, both these squads at my sportsbook are minus 110 on that money line. The over-under is 8. And then you have the New York Mets and the Atlanta Braves. The Braves are minus 154. The over-under is 8. And then the last one here, Kyle, before we kind of break these down, we'll do the Boston Red Sox and the Toronto Blue Jays. The Blue Jays, minus 116 on the money line, and the over-under is at 10. So out of those, 5 games there, Kyle? What jumps out at you?
I really like the Reds-Giants game was the first one that caught my eye. I think these two squads are really, really solid. Their pitching staff isn't too shabby themselves. I like a no-run first inning in that game.
Ooh, okay.
So I'm gonna ride with that. I also like the Reds money line. On my sports book, they're favored at plus 110. I think they can pull it off against the Giants today, so I like that. And then the Blue Jays and Red Sox. I like the Red Sox money line. I think they've struggled this year kind of against the Blue Jays. I think they can pull one off today. But I also like the Blue Jays minus 0.5 first 5. So I think they'll lead right away. And then as soon as, the relievers start coming in, I think the Red Sox will start hitting. So I like a minus 0.5 first 5 for that game and a money line for that game. So those are the plays I think I would go with out of those games that you mentioned.
All right. I like it. Now, I think yesterday you had a no-run first inning too. Did you try and make one of those plays every single day, Kyle?
I try to, yes. I don't know if I've hit a no-run first inning this week, so maybe fade me when I talk about it. But as of lately, though, the no-run first inning, it's been tough for almost any game you do, so it's not. But I do try and throw in a no-run first inning just because, like you said, it's one of the most electric plays in sports betting.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely electric. So, all right, there we go. There's Kyle's few plays there for those first 5 games. I also like Kyle mentioned, I like the Reds money line. They haven't got it done against the Giants, but now Wade Miley on the mound, and he is 4-3, 3.69 ERA. On the other side for the Giants, so you got the Kevin Guzman gentleman, 3-0, 1.85 ERA for the Giants. So the over is actually 6-0-1 in the Giants' last 7 games during Game 3 of a series. And the over in the Reds games are 10-1-1 in the last 12 versus National West teams. That sounds like I should take the over, but I'm going to stick with the Reds money line here. I like Wade Miley. I think they can get it done. They have to win one of these games, right, against the Giants at home. So I'm going to take the Reds here. And like Kyle said, he can get at plus 110. I can get at plus 103. I like the plus 110 a little better, but I still like the plus money. And then I'm also on, let's see, I was on one more bet here. Oh, yeah, John Means, baby. B-Russ knows this, the West Virginia product. I'm all over him. So I'm going to take the Baltimore Orioles here today. And John Means hopefully can get it done as they take on Tampa Bay with Ryan Yarborough. And minus 110, I'll take that. So I'm going to take the Orioles and John Means to win this one at 605. So there we go.
I like it. Good first few games of the slate for bets.
Absolutely. So we have some late games here. So we'll just go over these few games here quick, Kyle, before we get into these late games here at 8:40 and 9:10. Let's see. We have at 6:40, Max Scherzer is on the mound for the Washington Nationals, taking on the Chicago Cubs. Kyle squad, Jake Arrieta. The Nationals minus 155, over under 9.5. Then you have the Pittsburgh Pirates taking on the St. Louis Cardinals. Jake Flaherty on the mound against Trevor Cahill. The Cardinals minus 215, the over-under 7.5. The New York Yankees taking on the Texas Rangers. Corey Kluber on the mound, and they are minus 170. The over-under is set at 9. And then we'll go this one before we jump into the last three. The Cleveland Indians and the Los Angeles Angels. Obviously, Ohtani on the mound for the Angels, minus 130. The over-under 7.5. So, Kyle, out of those four games, what do you like here?
You know I'm riding with the Cubs, but like I said, it's not just because I'm a fan of them. I think we've kind of had Scherzer's number every time we played them. So we played the Nationals. So I think that is something to note. Arrieta hasn't been having he hasn't had a Jake Arrieta season, but he's been having a fairly okay year. I like the Cubs money line. I also like them run line. I think if they do lose, it'll be by a run or two. I can get that at minus 120 at my sports book. So I like the Cubs money line. I like the run line as well. In the Pirates-Cardinals game, I like the over of 7.5. I think that, two really solid pitchers in this game, but we also got two really solid hitters as well. So I think that over is the move. I can get it at plus 100, so it's a value move for me. It's not necessarily a move I would put a lot of units on, but it's a mover if you want to put like a unit, maybe half a unit just to get some value out of it. I think that would do well. And then Yankees Rangers. I mean, Yankees just smoked the Rangers last night. I think Rangers are terrible. I think that happens again. I like them run line right now. It's a pick 'em for the run line at 1.5 and plus 1.5. So I like them run line minus 1.5. And then finally in that Indians Angels game, I love when Ohtani pitches for them. I think when he pitches for them, that Angels team just all the way down 1 through 9 just hits really well. I think that he's going to face a fairly good Cleveland Indians lineup. Shout out B-Russ, his team going up. But I'm sorry, B-Russ, I'm going Angels money line at minus 125 is what I can get it as.
All right. I like them all. B-Russ, again, sorry, Kyle is going against your squad here this evening. But all right. So I'm on one play here, Kyle, and it's really just it's a prop bet. I'm on the Cardinals pitcher, Jake Flaherty. I'm on him under his strikeouts. The Pittsburgh Pirates, like you said, they got some hitters. They can smack the ball around. They rank 20th in the MLB in strikeouts, so they don't strike out a ton. So I'm going to take his strikeout prop under. It's not out yet. I'd figured probably around 6.5, 7.5. So I'm gonna take the under in that one. I hate taking those unders because I like cheering for strikeouts, but I'm going to take the under here for that gentleman. And that's my only play out of those couple games there. So I have two plays, though, in the final three games, so we'll go over these quick here, and then we can get into some WNBA stuff, as it looks like Kyle's cat's trying to get in the camera. So the three other games we have here, Kyle, the Milwaukee Brewers, Corbin Burns is going up against the Kansas City Royals with Brad Keller. The Brewers on the road, minus 200, the over-under 7.5. And then we have the Houston Astros, Zach Greinke, going against the Oakland Athletics, Frankie Montes. The Athletics even money on that money line, and the over-under is at 8.5. The Detroit Tigers and the Seattle Mariners in the final game. I don't know, man. The Tigers, they look like they were dead early in the season. Now they've won back-to-back in Seattle. The Mariners can't get anything going. The Mariners, again, though, minus 145 on that money line. The over-under is at 8. So, Kyle, out of those three games, what do you like there?
I really like the Astros against the Athletics here. I think that they'll get it done tonight. I like them money line. I think that would be a move. And then in that Tigers Mariners game, that Tigers pitcher threw a no-hitter yesterday. I think they're still kind of riding high above the clouds. I don't know how focused they are on that game today. I think the Mariners have a lot to prove, and I think they know that. After just being no hit by probably the worst team in the MLB, I think they're going to come out firing. I really, really like the Mariners money line. I also like them run line. I think they're going to win by probably 2 or 3 runs. So those are my 3 plays for those 3 games.
All right, I like it. I also have a play in the Mariners game. I like the over. Like you said, the Mariners haven't been able to get the bats going so far when Detroit's been in town. So, again, with that no-hitter, I think they're going to come out swinging today, and I think they can hit this over by themselves. We'll see. Maybe score 10 runs, 10-2 game. I think they're going to dominate the Tigers here. As you look who's going on the mound for both these squads, you do have this gentleman from Detroit. He's 0-6, 5.73 ERA, and Logan Gilbert going for Seattle. He is 0-1 with a 9.00 ERA. So I think Seattle... I think Seattle breaks out of their shell a little bit, and at home here gives the fans some runs, and I like the over 8 runs. I also like the under in the Houston-Oakland game. Astros pretty solid against right-handers this season, but Frankie Montes going for the A's. He's 5-2 with a 4.93 ERA, and then you have Oakland who can smack the baseball as well. But again, they're going against Zach Greinke, right? And he's a solid pitcher, so I'm gonna ride the Astros and Greinke, and I'm gonna take the under here in this contest. So those are my 2 plays for the late games here in the MLB.
Again, another great slate of MLB tonight, and there's a lot of plays that can be made too. So I think just getting your skin in the game for a little MLB tonight would be an absolute move for sure.
Absolutely. You can follow myself, of course, if I add any plays on Twitter at CodaCapperPace, and you can follow Kyle, of course, at CombDog, right, on Twitter. And
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And you can follow the Gambling Feud podcast as well on Twitter at Feud Gambling. Again, follow the network at Coda Cappers. Like, share, comment. Looks like B-Russ says "Go Tribe" here to Kyle's pick, so you gotta love that. Kyle, real quick though, let's go over some WNBA games. We got 2 WNBA games, and then the people want it. The people want our power rankings from last night's trivia contest, so we can drop those. B-Russ said he's all here for that. So in the WNBA, I am now, let's see, I was 1-1 yesterday. I'm 7-3 on the season, so not bad. Today at 6 p.m. we have Chicago Sky headed to the Atlanta Dream. The Sky -5, -240 on that money line, and the over/under is set at 160.5. You also have the Indiana Fever headed to the Connecticut Sun. The Sun -6, -250 on the money line. The over/under 162.5. Kyle, what do you like between these 2 games?
On that Chicago-Atlanta game, I like the under of 160. I think that game's going to be fairly close. I think it'll be 70, 60 points apiece. I think it'll be around a 140, 150 combined total. So I really, really like the under of that game. And then in the Connecticut Indiana game, I really like the over as well. The over in that game. I think that game will be a little bit more high scoring between those 2 teams. So I think those are the moves for that game.
All right, I like it. I'm on the spread for 2 of these games. Kyle's on the total. I like the Chicago Sky. I like the favorites today. I like the Chicago Sky. Just dropped now to -4 or -4.5, -120. So I like them. I'm going to hop on that. I think they're going to dominate the Dream. The Dream lost their head coach. They lost their GM. Both those people put together their squad here before the season, and as the season started, they lost them. So they're kind of in shambles right now. They're trying to get their feet underneath them. So I like the Sky here. Candace Parker back in her home city of Chicago. -4.5 is the play there for me. And then I like the Connecticut Sun -6. They look good. They're 2-0. Indiana Fever have lost 2 games in a row. They don't look great. Granted, 2 of those games are against the New York Liberty, but I like the Connecticut Sun. I think this could be a 10-point game for the Sun, so I'm taking them -6, and I'm taking the Chicago Sky -4.5. I'll just jump back to 5 now. So those are my 2 plays there, Kyle.
I like it.
All right, now anything else betting wise you want to go over, Kyle, before we drop what the people want?
No, I don't think so. Like I said, there's just a great slate of just all kinds of games today. You'd be a fool not to bet on something, whether it be, obviously responsibly. I got to throw that out there. Obviously responsibly. But just NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs, a great slate of MLB games, and you got 2 WNBA games. So, you got to just put your skin in the game today. There's a lot of great plays that can happen. So I think you just got to do it.
Yep. And there we go. Like Kyle said, obviously bet responsibly, and you can listen to us. You can not listen to us. We're just here to give you what we think and everything like that. So again, you can follow the network at Coda Cappers. We have 7 cappers who are putting out their plays every single day. So jump on one of those cappers if you're a big fan of them, and let's ride this wave. So, Kyle, you hosted trivia last night, so I'll let you go first. What did you just kind of break it down and give your power rankings of the trivia? Let's see, there were 6 of us doing trivia.
Yep. So no, it was a lot of fun. We had some technical difficulties in there. We had a lot of people talking over each other a little bit. It made for a lot of interesting content for sure. But I mean, we had a bunch of different categories. We had Soup pull Cleveland State out of who knows where and just getting a crazy reaction out of it, and Toast knew Yager's first name, which nobody else knew. So I mean, there's just so many stuff that happened. But at the end, it went to Final Jeopardy. It was the Snake Charmers, which is Pace's team, had 13 total points, and DJ's team, the Hot Boys, had 9 total points. So it went down to the final wager. The Hot Boys risked it all, whereas the Snake Charmers only risked 6. The Snake Charmers got their question correctly. The Hot Boys got their question incorrect. So the final score was the Snake Charmers 19 and the Hot Boys 0.
Yeah, let's go. Shout out B-Russ. He carried us there.
So just going through my power rankings here, I know this is what a lot of people want to know. So obviously my number 1, not a surprise to many people, Brandon Russell. Brandon kind of carried that Snake Charmers team a little bit. I think every single point they got, he was either the first one. I think he was the first one to say the answer, and you and Wnba kind of agreed with it. So I think he accounted for nearly all the team's points there. So he absolutely was the number 1. Absolutely great performance out of Brandon Russell yesterday. So he deserves that top spot. And my number 2 on the losing team was the leader on their team, and that's Soup. I think Soup did account for nearly all the other team's points, and quite a few times DJ or Toast faded him, and they should have went with him. So I think if they stuck with them, maybe they would have scored more points there. So I think Soup is my number 2 in that slot. Okay. Number 3 in this slot. This might surprise you, Pace, but it's Toast.
Oh, whoa.
The reason it's Toast is Toast, I believe, gave 4 correct answers, only to have it be denied by DJ and Soup. He gave, in that MVP thing, he gave LaDainian Tomlinson, and Soup ignored it. He gave he got Diana Taurasi right, but we had some allegations of cheating there.
Yes. I don't know. His camera did go off when he answered that question. So I don't know. Something fishy there, Kyle.
The Pace was silent that entire match, but as soon as that happened, he goes, "He's cheating! His screen went black."
And people might forget, I shouted the answer right when you said the question too, and the other team didn't even hear it. So I don't know.
Yeah. So no, I think Toast did give quite a few of the correct answers. He did in the Roger Federer question. He did say Wimbledon.
Yep.
And Soup faded him and said French Open. So, I mean, he gave a lot of correct answers, which the other team faded a little bit. So that's why I have Toast in my number 3 slot. My number 4 slot is you, Pace.
Okay. All right.
I think you kind of gave Brandon a little backup on quite a few of the answers. You did give a couple answers when you were kind of on the fence a little bit here too. So I think you earned that number 4 slot. So that's where I put you that. And then number 5, I'm putting Wnba Cakes.
Okay.
Wnba, he was pretty silent most of the game, but I think he had the correct answer some of the time, and he just didn't get a chance to say it because Beavers was just too quick with it. So I think Wnba going into the next match could be a dark horse out of all 6 of the competitors. So that's why I put him there. And unfortunately, I love my cousin, I love my co-host, but I got to put DJ at the last slot. I don't think he had one question correct, except maybe I think he had Notre Dame at the end was his only correct one he gave. So, like I said, he was talking a big game. Unfortunately, didn't follow through for him. But I think so. That's my rankings. I got B-Russ number 1. I got Soup 2, Toast 3, Pace 4,
Okay.
Wnba Cakes 5, and DJ 6.
All right, I like it. Wnba is a big Phil Mickelson guy. He's a big golf guy. He's a big Phil Mickelson guy. And for Wnba to not get that question right, I can't remember that question, Kyle. It was who placed second behind Rory? Was that in 2017?
Oh, Sergio.
Yeah, Sergio. And Wnba, Phil, he's a Phil guy through and through, and he didn't give that correct answer. So in my power rankings, I had to knock him down a little bit because of that, but I'll start from number 6 all the way down to number 1. So number 6, personally, I thought I was number 6. I didn't have a ton. I'm terrible at trivia, and I'm not great at trivia. Again, B-Russ carried us, so that is kind of the headline there. But I thought I was number 6. I thought DJ was number 5. Like you said, he gave out just that one answer, Notre Dame, there late. He was getting some battles with his teammates. And the hot boys were going back and forth. There was some team dissension there, so it was good to see from the opponent's side of things. Number 4, I went with Wnba. I think Wnba had a solid day. Again, he could have got Phil Mickelson. He didn't, but he helped us out. And I know he was here in my office, so we were going back and forth on mute when the other team was going on. So he had a lot of good things to say there too. And number 3, I'm going to go with Toast. I think Toast had he performed very well, even though his camera, some allegations there, Kyle, with the Diana Taurasi question, with his camera going completely off instead of just pitch dark in his car. Yeah, I don't know. But again, he was shouting out. He was saying some things. He was working through some questions. So he's number 3 on my list. Soup is number 2. The dude might have been 45 drinks deep, but he still brought the heat, and he did all right. And I think Soup versus my number 1 is B-Russ. I think that'd be a heck of a show. Those two guys would be captains, and they pick their teams. I think that'd be a fun show too. But number 1, like I said, B-Russ dominated. There was times when Kyle would not even finish the question, and boom, B-Russ had the answer, and that really carried us to victory. So again, shout out B-Russ. I'm sure he's just loving all this praise that we're giving him right now in the chat. So again, B-Russ knows a lot, from hockey to tennis to a little bit of soccer. He knows it all, and obviously the main sports as well. So there was some NASCAR questions in there that B-Russ and Wnba talked through. So it was good. It was good. I thought the questions were fair, Kyle. I know you're getting some heat on Twitter. I thought the questions were fair.
Well, I appreciate that. I think we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna do some changes next show. We're gonna have, some new rules. I might even ask like each competitor what their favorite sport is, and I might ask questions just about that sport, and maybe throw on a few new questions on top of that. We're also gonna have some new rules to address. First of all, that cheating allegation. If your screen you need to be in a good internet area. If your screen does go completely black during your turn, that's kind of it.
Yep.
And then we did have some complaints from some people about people talking over each other. We are going to implement a rule where if you talk over while the other team is talking, you'll receive a warning. Okay. And if you do it again, then that player will be muted for the rest of the other team's question and their own question. And they cannot type in the chat what they think their answer is. They cannot mouth what the answer is. They either just have to give a thumbs up or a thumbs down.
Yep. And
so that'll just address that.
Yeah, we talked about too, maybe the other team going on mute, so that that doesn't happen, and I think that would be good too. So there's some things we got to clean up. Obviously, some technical difficulties we got to clean up, but hey, show 2 of the early bird betting show, we got the volume figured out. We got all that stuff. So moving forward, we should be good, Kyle.
Yes. No, that was a lot of fun. Like I said, big shout out to you, Pace. We wouldn't have been able to go live on Facebook and YouTube if it wasn't for you. So again, we do greatly appreciate that. I rewatched the match last night, and whenever when the Zoom ended, I remember you looked at Wnba, you're like, oh my God, it did just end.
Yeah, I suppose we were probably still live. Honestly, I didn't think that would happen. That just tells you how good of a betting man I am, I guess. I was betting that it wouldn't happen, and I saw the timer up top. 1 minute remaining, less than 1 minute remaining, and boom, we were off. But we turned the ship around, and we got back on very, very quickly. Yep.
No, that was a ton of fun. I remember. Just from all parties, I heard had a good time and stuff like that. And like I said, we'll implement some new rules. Will be brand new questions and stuff like that. And yeah, we may just end up. I'll ask the top 2 guys if they want to keep their teams or if they want to do a little draft there. Obviously, if they did a draft, since B Rush is the clear number one, probably on anybody's power rankings, he'd have the first choice.
Yep.
And then Soup after that. So we'll see what happens. It's up in the air. It's not going to happen for people. Want it to happen in the next couple of weeks again. So
that's what it sounds like. So that's good news.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. But no, it was a blast. I had a great time. So we'll talk to the rest of the guys in the network. We'll try and figure something out. We'll try and figure out a date and how we want to do it from there. But I had a blast last night.
Yeah, absolutely. I did too. I think everybody did. So again, shout out Kyle for coming up with the questions, coming up with the ideas, and that was really good. The presentation was awesome. Again, just shout out everybody at the network. Again, I can do, I can figure some programs out and get us live on Facebook. But if it's not for you guys out there, the 6 cappers that we have, this isn't possible. So again, shout out to those guys too. So, all right. Kyle, I think that's all. Do you have anything else you want to add before we go place our bets and cash all of our bets, hopefully?
Yeah, hopefully. No, I think this is a good show. I think people can actually hear the both of us now. Yeah. So we're making strides every single day. So I like that. And no, I'm excited. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the show, and I look forward to doing it again tomorrow.
Absolutely. We'll be back here, Facebook and YouTube Live, 9 a.m. every single day Central Time. Comment, like, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and we will see everybody tomorrow. You can follow myself, Coda Capper Pace, on Twitter. You can follow Carl at Comb Dog on Twitter, and the Gambling Feud podcast at Feud Gambling. And of course, you can follow the network at Coda Cappers, and you can check out B. Russ and I. We have a podcast, Mount Lockmore. It'll drop Thursday morning. So again, a lot of stuff going on the network. You wanna make sure you're in it and you're joining us and you're watching, you're listening, and you're watching out for everybody's picks. So again, thank you everybody. Subscribe, like, comment, and we'll see you in the morning.